Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. Today it's Sunday and like every Sunday we're going to be doing This Week in Action Figure News. So this is going to be episode 12 and I'm going to be talking about 3 different figures that have been released. Now there's going to be a bit more than 3, but there's going to be 3 topics that I'm going to be talking about. So I did not do my thoughts about the Human Torch or Johnny Storm for the 4 Fantastic movies, or Fantastic Four, because that would be in French, Quatre Fantastique. So yes, the Fantastic Four. First steps, still haven't seen the movie, not a big fan of what they've been releasing lately. So the zombie stuff was really appealing to watch and didn't really like it at all. Afterwards, the big disappointment was Thunderbolts. If you haven't seen it, if you have Disney Plus, you can both see those 2 things, and I'm going to be waiting for this one to hit Disney Plus to be able to watch it. So please, no spoilers in the comment section. I still want to go and see the movie. So when this figure came out, or most likely I should say when they announced the other guys from it, of course Reed Richards, Sue Storm, and Ben Grimm, so those figures were announced, and we did have a bit of a tease for Johnny Storm over here. So I was like, okay, maybe they didn't release it because there's something spoilery about the figure, but now looking at the figure, well, I don't see anything spoilery. Anyway, let's continue on some other pictures. Of course, we're talking about the head sculpt over here, and personally, I'm not so much impressed. It does look nice. The fact that we have the moving eyeballs is a bit of a spoiler, but you can really see over here. But the hair, the way it lands, everything feels a bit weird. Again, I haven't seen the movie, so maybe that's how he looks in the movie. But yeah, not really. Something is a bit off. The hair looks a bit too golden. Maybe they might correct it. I don't think it does look anything special. But again, over here we have, like with every figure, this used to be only for the DX series that we would get the eyeball system. But over here we're getting it for every figure that's coming out. Now, another part that I've noticed was a bit interesting over here. As you can see, over here there's no separation. So that means the head sculpt is not put on the neck with a jawbone over here. This is a neck that connects directly to the body over here. So this may have some certain inconvenience, I would say, for posing the figure, because if you want to try to bend his head back like he's looking up, you won't be able to do it. And this is what we see on this picture. You see, you would want to maybe have him looking up. Well, with this kind of head sculpt, it's totally impossible to do it. You will have to cut it and remodel it so he would be looking up. And I don't think that anybody will be flying off in this kind of direction with not looking up where he's going. You know, this is a bit ridiculous. Now, the flame effects are not bad. But one big question is, why did you not include a light up on this? Because this looks very plasticky. I have no problem, but if you put a light up on it, at least you get a kind of effect that would make it really worth it. But there's no light effect for now anyway. So this is a bit disappointing. So over here, another picture. So yeah, as you can see, there's the effect from the camera. Maybe the flash was giving this kind of light. But this has no light up in it. I would have liked to see a bit something like moving, giving the effect of moving flames. But over here, it's going to be a piece of plastic, transparent for both the hands and the lower part of the body, if we can say like that. Yeah, the hands, I would say the hands, okay, it would be complicated if you want to do it. But this part here, Hot Toys, you have no excuse for not doing it. So here are the 2 ways of displaying your figure. Now, I'm kind of curious by the way of it. I don't think you will be able to fit this part, and I'm wondering if you cannot snap out on at the height of the belt over here, and then you pick up the top part, clips it in on this part over here to give this display, because I don't see how you're going to be able to fit the legs in. Maybe you can put it in and there's some kind of open space behind, but that would be a bit of a shame, because if you're going to do like I do for the shorts with a spin video, that would make it pretty hard to do. Now, coming to the end of my thoughts about the Human Torch. I'm looking at it. I guess this is going to be around $300 or $280. And when I see what it's coming with, again, this is something that is totally normal due to the fact that he does not have much gear. But I mean, for the price, with the special version where you get these kind of metal plates over here for display, who I find is more of a gadget, but for what you're getting, and again, I don't understand why for Hot Toys waited this over here, this scene where he's flying with half the light up system, or flame on if you would use the Human Torch, saying it's was already in the trailer. So this does not make sense why Hot Toys delayed the figure from coming out. Is there any kind of prototype problems and they're pending the license approval? But still, you could still release it because this is still pending the license approval. So yeah, I really don't understand at all what Hot Toys did with this. For me, this is a huge mess and a huge piece of garbage. For that price, I prefer to save my money, and of course, by understanding that, you will know that I will not be picking this guy up, and I should be picking up none of the Fantastic Four. Like I said, do not care about it. Did not go and see the movie in theaters, and of course, some people are saying, yeah, but John, if you're a Marvel fan, when you want to pick it up, yeah, but I do not care about it. I did not care much about the first movie. I did find it funny. If we could say like that, but it was kind of an interesting popcorn movie when it came out. But Marvel, for me, it's more G.I. Joe, Punisher, some crossovers, maybe with Wolverine, Ghost Rider, but always around the Punisher. Had some Excalibur comics, and a few other stuff like McFarlane Spider-Man. But otherwise, I did not do much of the Human Torch. Even we had the French version of the comics, was called Strange, and that would have different Marvel stories in. You would get some Star Wars, you would get some other stuff, but mostly was Namor, Captain America, and of course Iron Man, but Fantastic Four was not something about it. So this is going to be definitely a pass for me, and I would be kind of curious to see how well this figure sells. Now let's continue with some G.I. Joe news. So, in the G.I. Joe news, we're going to be starting by the news that I really do not care about. I'm sorry for all the Super 7 fans out there, but as you saw my video talking about Super 7, I do not like what they do. I think it's a bit of a rip-off and the quality is not there. We'll be reviewing my Super 7 Ultimate figures when we have time for it, but prefer to focus on Hot Toys and continuing doing my classified and sideshow and other brands before getting to it, but I will be reviewing them sooner or later. Now, this is going to be wave 5 of the Reaction Force, so yeah, it's kind of impressive that they got to 5 rounds, and I must say something over here that is a bit of a compliment to Super 7. There's not too much repaint. Now, saying too much repaint, I would be kind of curious to see if there's not any bits of pieces over here that were reused from Jinx, but again, I must say this line over here does not seem to have much repaints for now. Of course, Snake Eyes, I think we're at the third or fourth version of him, but having an Arctic Snake Eyes, yes, that is definitely big inspiration from the cartoon. And over here we do have 2 figures from the movie of 1987. Of course, Pythona never came out in the regular line, and then we have Big Lob, who also never came out in the regular line either. So again, 2 figures who are there. If you're a fan of the movie from 1987 and you like the O-Wings, you would go for it. Now, if you are doing the classified series, this guy is definitely coming to the classified series. There's no way Hasbro is going to pass next to it, and Pythona should be going up on the 9th or the 10th of October for pre-order at the New York Toy Fair. We'll be talking a bit also about it after that. And also over here we have a Destro with some kind of more kind of looks like a bit like a German uniform from the Feldmarschalls over here. Like I said, really do not care about the Super 7 line, but still need to mention it. And like I said, I do call out that it's nice for once that you're not doing a cheap repaint, so that's going to be thumbs up on that, and for the rest, do not care. Now let's talk a bit about Hasbro, because Hasbro over here decided to give us a new art for the classified figure. So of course, as you can see over here, we do have of course Flint, the regular one. I mean, the guy who did this, I mean, the original figure looks so much better. Even the 25th anniversary doesn't look so bad. This head is oversized, and the rest of it does not look good. I mean, the figure does look kind of pretty impressive. And then they decided to do a limited edition with alternate cardback of 82 in total. So that means you're going to be 82 people who are maybe going to be lucky. Now the big question is, this figure is in pre-order. Does that mean when I pre-ordered it at the launch of this figure, will I be one of the lucky ones, or do I have to now cancel my order and then pass again an order? This seems a bit ridiculous. And again, how much chances will you get to get the 82, to be one of the 82 to get this file card over here? So if it's for everybody who pre-ordered, that's nice. If you only did it for the new people who pre-ordered, this seems a bit ridiculous. And I'm kind of wondering how is it going to work, because if somebody ordered 10 of them and decides and he doesn't get any, is he going to be able to return the 10 that he didn't purchase, or does he have something? This is something really ridiculous. And again, this is my huge complaint with the retro line. Right now, retro line is going all over the place. I'll be talking more about it when I'm going to be doing the reviews. But this has nothing to do with the retro line. I'm sorry. This is nothing to do with the art of the retro. This has nothing to do here. If you wanted to do something like this and you wanted to call it Mass Device or any kind of other name, I would have been down for it. But no, this is definitely not retro at all. So yeah, no, thumbs down on this one, Hasbro. I mean, you suck for this, because this is total garbage. And like I said, for 82, yeah, not really worth it. And the communication behind, again, Hasbro Pulse is a disaster for communication. I can guarantee you it's not the only company who's disastrous for this, but let's be honest, this one is a total failure on the behalf. And like I said, they really need to refocus doing the classified series, especially the retro ones, to go back to doing real retro ones. And now for the last part of the news of this week. So of course, I'm going to be finishing off by the Hasbro Pulse. Of course, this is going to be the New York show. And of course, I'm going to be starting by the Thursday, 9th of October. There's going to be, of course, a fan stream where you're going to be able to see the figures. And of course, the 1 p.m. ET or 7 p.m. Local time if you're in Europe. That means it's going to be, guess, the release of the figures. Now, I normally don't talk about the Star Wars or the Marvel Legends, or maybe some of them. I did pre-order the Marvel Legend video game one with Punisher and Nick Fury, because there's some accessories that I wanted. But so if you're a fan of these things, you want to stay tuned and get yourself the possibility not to miss out. And of course, what interests me the most is, of course, it's not Ghostbusters or Transformers. It's going to be Friday, October 10th, is going to be the one where they're going to be talking about G.I. Joe. So without any surprise, we're going to be getting Pythona, because they did say that it was going to be an exclusive. So get your credit cards warmed up and prepare to refresh at 1 p.m. on Hasbro Pulse website, because I don't know how that's going to go, if it's going to be the huge fiasco like we got for the other stuff, or is this Pythona going to end up with the Cold Slither? We're going to be getting this set for many, many more years, being available on their website, and it's going to go in clearance at one time. So hard to say. What do I have like other speculations for the G.I. Joe fan stream? I guess we got some name reveals like Lifeline and some of the other figures. I guess we're going to be seeing maybe a bit more about them, maybe a digital render. I'd be kind of curious if they're going to be talking about a topic that I'm going to be making a video about, is Hasbro taking us for fools, especially for the G.I. Joe collectors, because there's something a bit fishy that's been going on. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil too much for my future videos, so of course, this is going to be the end of episode 12 of This Week in Action Figure News. If you like this kind of video, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, it helps out a lot. Share the video as with many people as possible. This also helps even more the channel to be able to finally get monetized, so let's hope it's going to be also making a video about that, because I think it's really important for people to understand what is about it. But anyway, let's continue. So if you're watching this on Sunday, I hope you have a fantastic Sunday, and otherwise I wish you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.